Hey everybody, how's it going? Just wanted to make a little video. I had something on my mind. I figured I'd share it. Um, those of you who, I'm sure whether you like country music or not, by now it's been about 10 days. You've all heard about Toby Keith, the singer Toby Keith, country singer, passed away about 10 days ago. He'd been ill, and he transitioned, I think it was the 5th. So, yeah. And, it's sad. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of country, but I did like his stuff. I like some of the classics too. I'm not like hardcore country by any means, but he was one of the ones I really appreciated. And I did like a lot of his songs. And there's one that they're playing a lot now. One of his more recent songs came out about 5 years ago called Don't Let the Old Man In, right? And he wrote it after talking to Clint Eastwood, who's now in his 90s. He's like 30 years old. And Toby Keith was young to leave this world. I think so. 62? That's young. But you got Clint Eastwood, who's like 92, or probably more than that now. And I think the story goes that Toby Keith was having a chat with Clint Eastwood, and he basically said to Clint, how do you do all this stuff? You still are in movies, you direct, you produce, right? Whatever. He goes, and Clint Eastwood in his own, the only way that he can, said, I don't let the old man in. Right? I don't let the old man in. So that inspired Toby to write a song. And of course, it's more poignant now that he's no longer with us. But it's a very poignant song. Check it out if you haven't heard it. But there's one line there that sticks with me. It's the line that says, ask yourself how old you'd be if you didn't know the day you were born. Right? Ask yourself how old you'd be if you didn't know the day you were born. Now, that can go both ways. You may feel older than what you are. You may feel younger than what you are, biologically or chronologically. And it's amazing how, this is where ignorance could be bliss, because we may feel younger than what the calendar says we are, right? What the math, our birth certificate says we are. But then again, what is that? I mean, there is no set feeling or, oh, you look good for your age. I think I always take that as like a backhanded compliment. Oh, you look good for your age. You look good for your age. Can't you just look good, right? Whatever look good is, right? Or you look great for whatever number age. And it's like, wow, how's that supposed to look? I didn't get the memo. I mean, it's kind of ignorant. I know we all say it, but it's kind of ignorant when you think about it, because we're all individuals, And it's not so much about the physical, it's about the energy that surrounds the person, which in turn affects the physical. And this is what makes me laugh. Like, you could do all the work on yourself in the world, artificial, or organic, it doesn't matter. If your energy's not right, it's going to show. So in the Toby Keith song, when it asks, how old do you think you'd be if you didn't know the day you were born? Again, that could go both ways. But I take it as you'd probably say you were a lot younger than what you feel like you are, or than what your chronological age says, I should say. Which proves that, we take this age thing way too to heart. Oh, I'm this old now. I'm this old now. Oh, by this age, this is supposed to happen. By that age, that's supposed to happen. And, the medical community will say, well, by this age, look for this. By this age, look for that. And I know they mean well, but it's almost like you're just asking for trouble. You know what I mean? It's like, we're all individuals. We all have different energies, and the energies fluctuate. Everything that goes on in our bodies is not concrete. It's a snapshot. You're a film strip. You're not one still shot. You know what I mean? So ask yourself how old you'd be if you didn't know the day you were born. And a lot of us would probably say younger than what we are, And again, that's all an illusion too. So it's a very sad song now that you're looking back, but It's also a very poignant song, and that line gets me. That's a very profound line. Because we define, especially in the Western culture, we define ourselves by our age way too much. Way too much. You know what I mean? You know, it's like whenever you read an article about somebody, they'll say, John Smith, age whatever. Like, that's the first thing they mention. And it's like, it's crazy. It's like, you know, it just makes me laugh. And I do believe in the Western culture, we're really obsessed with getting things done early in life. And meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, if you put that kind of pressure on yourself, then you're only going to make yourself older in a negative way. You're not going to have that longevity. You're going to burn out, you know? So again, ask yourself how old you'd be if you didn't know the day you were born. Very deep. Rest in peace, Toby Keith.